Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 8 kiddos ranging from 14 down to 6 months. I wanted to do another homeschool video for you guys today. As we are kind of nearing the end of the school year, I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on finishing when your kids finish their curriculum at the end of the year. I have a 9th grader, 6th grader, 3rd grader, 2nd grader, kindergartner, 2 toddlers. And long gone are the days that all my kids finish at the same time. I was lucky enough to have that with my first 2. No more. When your kids finish curriculums at different times, it can be hard because they can feel left out. They can feel like, okay, now what? Okay, summer's here. No, summer's not here yet. There's still 2 more months for your other siblings to finish theirs. So that it does not mean that you get summer privileges and just do whatever you want all day. But it can be hard because I have high school, middle school, elementary school, and then my toddlers. And so as you get older and as your kids get older and as your schooling changes, because obviously your high schooler is going to have a heck of a lot more stuff to do than your elementary schooler. Keep in mind that you might have to celebrate the end of the year at different times. I don't typically do anymore a end of the year day. I just say, here is when I would like for you or for everybody to be done by. This is the date that we're aiming for. This is what we're aiming for. If you get done before, then great. If not, we're going to wait until everybody finishes. And then you could use that day as a celebration or end of the year party or end of year, whatever you like to do at the end of the year. Because I can tell you that my high schooler and my middle schooler are going to be continuing on as my elementary schoolers are finishing. And again, that might be a cause for conflict because my older kids like to be done too. It's no secret, obviously. So keep in mind that when you have, which I think it's no secret also, that when you have 3 different age ranges as far as school goes, you will not finish anymore. And if you do, let me know how you do it, because I just feel like there is just no way. There's just no way. With that being said, because my younger kids will probably finish early, I know that as they finish, I will keep them going with reading and maybe some extra workbooks. Definitely reading. I have plenty of young readers and books and things like that I will continue to have them do. I do not want them to get this far in reading and their reading comprehension and all of that, and then all of a sudden they stop for the summer, or they stop earlier than the summer because they finish, and then they forget everything. I don't want that. So I want to keep going, and even regardless of when all my kids finish, I want them to still do that through the summer. I want them to stay active with reading and, reading just something every day. Read a few pages every day. Keep your mind fresh with the reading so that you come back in, August, September, whenever you start back, and you're not just totally, you don't even remember what you learned last year. I don't want that. So just know that you can keep going just at a very smaller level. Then you can keep going more and do more until your older kids finish, because that way they don't feel like, the older kids don't feel like that they're left out because their younger siblings finished and then they only have to do, 2 pages of reading. Keep going, keep using workbooks, keep keep the learning going, whether it's crafts or whether it's, just reading books, or whether it's videos, or whether it's, whatever it is, online games for, learning games and things like that, whatever it is, keep it going so that, yes, they're finished with their regular school curriculum, but they're not finished learning. You want to keep that learning bug just instilled in them throughout the summer, regardless of how you put that information in front of them. Okay, whether it's fun stuff, whether it's books, whether it's going to the library, whether it is, watching educational videos online, whatever it is, keep that learning going so that they don't feel like there is a giant gap where they forget everything from the year before. So this is an opportunity for your older kids for you to be more disciplined with your older kids, and for your older kids to kind of have a push or a nudge that, hey, your younger siblings are done. Let's hurry this process up. Let's keep going. And I think that kind of having that kind of behind you and having somebody kind of push you and see, okay, they're all done now. It's just like with anything, even adults are like that. You see your friends finishing something, or you're doing a test and you see everybody else get up. Well, that makes you, hurry and do it. And I don't mean just, fly through it and not know anything, not remember anything, but I think it helps to become a little bit more disciplined as the year winds down, instead of kind of being lackadaisical as the year winds down, because you kind of have that push and it's a little bit more competitive where you're like, okay, I gotta finish. I can't let my younger siblings, beat me to the end of this school year kind of thing. Use it as a technique to be more disciplined with your older kids. And then you can also focus on them more and be diligent about keeping them on track more than when the younger siblings were in school too, because a lot of your energy and your focus goes towards the younger kids, obviously, because your older ones are a little bit more self-sufficient and they can get things done and all of that. But as the younger kids kind of take up a lot of your time, right? So just in my experience, and kind of what I experienced last year, because I had a couple kiddos that were like, wait, we didn't take end of the school pictures. And honestly, I kind of just do beginning of the school year pictures, because I didn't even really think twice about it since my kids finished at different times. And so it was just kind of like, okay, well, I guess you're done for the year. But, this sibling or these 2 or 3 siblings still have work. So we're not technically done. It's not technically summer, but you just wait for them to be done. And so we never really did end of the school year pictures. And so I've kind of put that on the back burner. I kind of only do beginning of the school year pictures because we all start on the same day. We just don't all finish on the same day anymore. But that's okay. It's okay. And again, it kind of helps in a way, like I said, because you get to focus more on individual kids versus like everybody as a whole. 5 or 6 kids as a whole, they kind of dwindle down and you get the kind of more one-on-one time with the older kids. So just kind of a video on that I wanted to share, because like I said, as we are looking at the curriculum and I'm like, oh, you're going to be done pretty quickly. And then I'm thinking, but this one is not going to be done pretty quickly. And so we need to speed that up a little bit. And so that goes along with the tweaking of the curriculum and kind of realizing or playing catch up and saying, okay, you need to do more, more lessons. And that's another thing is with my younger kids, a lot of times they'll do more lessons in one day because their curriculum is easier. And so I'm like, especially with my kindergarten, I'm like, well, let's just do 2 or 3 lessons. Like, why not? And then we finish really early. So that might be something else that I'm kind of like, let's stick with maybe 1 lesson a day or maybe 2 lessons a day, but not 3 because he's done really well with it. And so I'm like, well, let's just do another lesson. And then we get to the point where we're like in February or March and we're done. And, they're not done yet, but close to it. So all right, guys, let me know if you have any questions down below about anything that I mentioned about, schooling multiple grades at one time. I think I did a video on that at some point. I might have to do an updated video, because I feel like each year something changes. And so something that I did 2 or 3 years ago probably doesn't always resonate with me now. So, especially as I have more kids in school and more kids in general. So, all right, guys, let me know if you have any questions down below, and I'll see you next time. Take care.